We're definitely live. What up, Fin fans? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hit that like button, guys. Hit that like button. Thank you for coming through. Sorry, 1 second. Hmm. Okay. Hit that like button, guys. Hit that like button. Thank you so much, guys, for coming through. Appreciate y'all. Okie dokie. What up, guys? Good morning. Welcome to the Miss Fin Show. I am your host, Miss Fins. Good morning, guys. Thank you so much for coming through. Oh man, listen, gotta talk about it. It's QB Tuesday, and a lot has happened in these playoffs, and not happened in this playoffs. We gotta talk about it because this is just at this point, it's just too much. It's too much. It really is. Uh, hmm, it's frustrating. It's extremely frustrating. Shout out to Michael K, what's up? Buy stocks, welcome. Thank you guys for coming through. Hit that like button, guys. It is frustrating because every year gets proven if you don't have it, one of the top five guys, your team's not going nowhere no matter how good your team may actually be. And that part makes it even more frustrating. You have a great roster, you could have great potential with all that's good stuff. But if you don't have a top QB, you don't have anything. Period. You don't have anything. You don't have anything. And that's the part that makes it even more frustrating. When you have look at the last four teams that were or eight teams that were left. What were the quarterbacks? Who were the quarterbacks? Hmm? All four last teams have actually done something in the playoffs within the last years, the last couple of years. And those that didn't are rookies. Like, if you really think about it. Like, literally in the divisional round, you've got Mahomes, you got CJ Stroud, both made the playoffs last year. Lamar, Josh Allen made the playoff last year. Lions commander Jared Goff made the playoff last year. Jaden Daniel, a rookie. Like I said, they've made it to the playoffs or they've been here or they're a rookie. Same thing with the Eagles, made the playoffs. The Rams, they didn't make the playoffs last year. I think they missed it by like one, if I'm not mistaken. But they got a Super Bowl winning quarterback. So it's either you've been there already or you're a rookie. That's that's pretty much it. And that's just for the division. I'm not even talking about wild card. Wild card, what you had Herbert, Russ, you had Bo Nix, rookie. Sam Darnold. He actually has been in the playoffs before. Same thing with Buccaneers. Baker. Same thing with Baker. He's been there before. Same thing with Jordan Love. Was there last year. So literally everybody here, with the exception of the rookies, have already been to the playoffs. And some even won the whole thing. And it's just so frustrating because no matter what you do, if you don't have one of these guys, you are not going to be successful, period. You're not. And if you go division by division, ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to break that down. About to go division by division. I just want to do this real quick just to point it out to see is what I'm saying that far off? I don't think so. Well, let's start out with the AFC East. Josh Allen, been there already. Aaron Rodgers, been there already. They got a rookie over there with the Patriots. Okay, never mind. That's it. Next, the AFC North. Lamar, already been there. Russ, already been there and won. Um, Joe Burrow, already been there. I don't even know who did it for Cleveland, so forget it. They don't have a quarterback. Houston with Stroud was there last year. Colts don't got nobody, so I don't know. Jacksonville neither, or Trevor, although they made it last year. Just a very injured team this year. Tennessee doesn't have a quarterback. Mahomes, Herbert, both of them been in the playoffs, even won it. Bo Nix, rookie. Las Vegas doesn't have a QB. Then NFC, you got Hurts, been there already. You got a rookie with Daniels in Washington. Dallas, perennial wild card to do nothing. Giants, nothing. Goff already been there. Sam Darnold been there, have done nothing. Jordan Love been there, bounced out again. Chicago doesn't have a quarterback. Baker has already made it, couldn't get through. Atlanta doesn't have a quarterback, neither does Carolina, neither does New Orleans. Rams, Super Bowl winning quarterback. Finally got a healthy team. Seattle don't have a quarterback. Arizona doesn't have a quarterback. San Francisco, been there, didn't do nothing. Oh, and if you're wondering, Miami, been there, didn't do nothing. I purposely didn't say Miami. It's just horrible, man. It's horrible. If you don't have one of the top guys, you're not going anywhere. And unfortunately, we are stuck with, we're literally stuck with, and by we I mean the Dolphins are stuck with the same old, same old. Good enough to get into the playoffs, not good enough to do anything. Which teams in the NFL are there? Let's see. Seattle, good enough to make the playoffs, wild card even. Not going nowhere. Same thing with Atlanta. You might even say Colts because they were in a cuff. Same thing with Miami, same thing with Arizona. Dallas is just permanently there. Everybody else, their team sucks, so there's nothing else I can say. It's the 500 teams. And the elite teams, the elite players, there's only six. There's only five. Heck, there's only really three. What else, Sax man? We suck with a handicap QB. It's a limited quarterback, and then we can do. Seems to me, Judd not running second half and not making many throws. It's just, I mean, we have to. And this is the part that makes it even more frustrating. I know fans, we love our team, we love our quarterback. There's nothing wrong with that. But I asked this question in the offseason and I got murdered for it by people in the community that much more knowledgeable than I am in football. I was just asking a simple question, just, hey, do you think Tua elevates this team? That's all I asked innocently. It sparked a whole conversation within the community. And I said it. I don't think Tua elevates this team. And to me, that's one of the major factors for a franchise quarterback. What do you mean he doesn't elevate this team? I mean, please, ladies and gentlemen, show me. I asked it then and I'm going to ask it again now. If you don't have let me make sure I got it right. If you don't have a Patrick Mahomes, if you don't have a Lamar Jackson, if you don't have a Josh Allen, if you don't have, I guess at this point, Jalen Hurts, or you struck out with, or you struck of luck, get a Jaden Daniels or a CJ Stroud as rookies, you're not doing anything. You're not doing anything. This is CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud already has many, as many or more playoff wins than each of these players. Dak Prescott, Kirk Cousins, Deshaun Watson, Kyler Murray, Tua Tagovailoa, Justin Herbert. Guess what? He got bounced out in the divisional round, so he's got his two playoff wins, right? Because I don't think I got that. Yeah, because he lost to uh they lost to Kansas City in the divisional round. So he won wild card last year, won wild card this year. Already has two playoff wins. What up, Jack Ryan? We still talking about tuna? Oh my gosh, I just realized. This is CJ Stroud. But guys, forget CJ Stroud. Look at the Commanders. Wild card. Divisional. Jaden Daniel is going to the NFC Championship, ladies and gentlemen. The NFC Championship. He's going to the Conference Championship. Don't let this rookie somehow, some way make it to the Super Bowl. Because he will already be better than 80% of the quarterbacks in the league. Sasman says, if we were, I love that Power Ranger. I love Power Rangers. If Weaver gets the Saints job, Ryan Crow leaves and takes the DC job in New England, it's gonna be really ugly season for Miami. Sax man, I got a question for you. Was this year not an ugly season for Miami? 8-9. 8-9. 8-9. You're 100% correct. Tua versus winners really bad. It's no longer a narrative. It's no longer something people just want to push. The evidence is there, ladies and gentlemen. 3-15 when it comes to teams with a winning record is what Mike McDaniel has as a record. 1-16 in cold weather games. That's not a narrative. That is what you called evidentiary support, ladies and gentlemen. Evidentiary support. Tua Tagovailoa. 1-16 in cold weather games. 1-15 versus winning teams with winning record. And I'm even willing to say that's a little sus because guess what? I can't even count the Cowboys from 2 years ago because guess what? It was it took 5 field goals to win that game. And that was all special teams. But we'll give it up. We'll give it. I don't think it's being unreasonable. Look at what happened this season, ladies and gentlemen. 32 years since our last AFC championship game. What up, Timothy? Welcome. Guys, hit that like button, guys. I appreciate all of you guys. Hit that like button. I'm being super serious. This is probably this is why I asked that question. You got Josh Allen, Lamar, you got Jaden Daniel, and Tua. With all these quarterbacks, what happened this season? The Commanders haven't been in the AFC Championship since like NFC Championship since what was it? What did they say? 1991, I think is what they said. We put up 40 plus last year, and the Commanders talked about, oh my God, what a garbage team. They were a garbage team. But they were, you know what they were doing? They were building their team quietly. They got a new owner, new GM, president of operations, and a new head coach in Dan Quinn. Cliff Kingsbury, I think that's how you say it. Yeah, as the OC, and I know I forgot who the DC is. And what did they do? They build the game. They build the team successfully. They build the team around. They built the trenches first. That's what they did. They did what Tampa Bay did years ago before they got Tom Brady. They built okay, we may not be good, but look, we're picking up a bunch of draft picks. Great. We're building our trenches. Great. We're acquiring some free agents. We still got cap space. We may not be great right now, but we're setting the team. So all we gotta do is get the right quarterback, plug him in, poof. Success. Tampa Bay already did it. Even the Rams did it. Even the Rams did it when they switched quarterbacks. They were not very good. They had Jared Goff. I mean, they were good. They made it to the Super Bowl. They're a little bit different, but even them, they started out building the trenches, built it out, got Jared Goff, made it to the Super Bowl, realized we can't win with this guy, made the trade next year or the year after that, won the Super Bowl with Matthew Stafford. Yeah, it's very young and it's gonna be even worse. Yeah. Redskins have one of the best all-time defensive line, and they sold the farm a couple years ago. Yeah, they did. I remember. What was his name? Number two overall pick, Chase Young. They did, but then they rebuilt it again. Sometimes, you got a lot of big guys that you gotta let go and you gotta rebuild. And they have managed in the last few years. Maybe they weren't the best. That would be crazy. And this is the most frustrating part right here. Michael K is spot on. It's an organization with a plan. I'm gonna tell you about another organization that I find extremely frustrating. That pretty much is the same thing. Maybe slightly different. They're bums for years. But a few years ago, they're like, you know what? We're gonna go ahead and rebuild our team. We're gonna start from scratch pretty much. Let's see what pieces we got. We're gonna hire our head coach. We're gonna give him time to be able to get his team and to pick who he wants. And they went about it. They knew what they wanted to get, the type of personnel that they wanted to get, the kind of scheme they wanted to run in their offense. They looked at their division, they looked at their opponents in the conference, and knew that, okay, this is what we need for us to be successful. Let's go ahead and make these moves. Slowly but surely, build through the trenches. Let's get a little bit of weapons here. They got their quarterbacks. He was first couple of years. Finally got a little bit better upgraded pieces around him. They weren't super bums once they started their rebuild. They just weren't as competitive yet or playoff competitive yet. But they were still building, acquiring assets, acquiring draft picks. But they knew, okay, we have a mission. This is what we want. This is our goal. And they had an ownership behind them that believed in that plan and understood that you don't build it overnight. People that think that the Texans built themselves overnight are missing the point. They can think Bill O'Brien, if they do anything with CJ Stroud, which in my opinion they should be able to compete for, Bill O'Brien got rid of, he knew he was getting fired. He got rid of every possible asset known to man and did nothing but pick up draft picks. Draft pick, draft pick, draft picks. Let me get some key, really good players, but mostly draft picks. And we're going to start building it for whomever comes. But the organization knew that they needed to go ahead and get the right head coach with the right plan. And they've had a couple of guys that, interim here and there. They fumbled a little bit. But what did they do? They built through the trenches, worked on getting some pieces through the draft. Then they realized, okay, it's time for us to get our quarterback that we want. They pulled the trigger, got CJ Stroud that same year, won the division, made the playoff, won a playoff game, which they hadn't done in years. The other team that I was actually talking about was the Buffalo Bills. And I know a lot of the fans were like, screw it. McDermott has to leave. But guess what? The team knew exactly what they wanted. Ownership knew exactly what they wanted. And they're able to give their guy enough time to set up the team that he wanted. To be successful is not to have all the pieces all the time. That's not a successful team. A successful team is being able to, and a successful coach is being able to have your team how you want it. But to be able to replace that team when they leave, we're gonna have to see how the Lions are gonna end up doing because they're about to leave. They're about to lose half their staff. Let's see what kind of a head coach Dan Campbell is and how good he is in replacing that staff. That's one of the things that benefited the New England Patriots in the 20 years. Anybody that left, they were able to find somebody else to replace it. As a good head coach, you have to be able to replace your staff with somebody just as good, or maybe not as good, but you can train up and coach up to be as good of a coach, or even better. Upgrade because everybody everywhere is upgradable. But they gave themselves time to go ahead and do it. But when you want to take a shortcut, things fail. Key example, this team, they get rid of pretty much everybody. And they're like, we just want draft picks. Give me draft picks. Give me draft picks. Give me draft picks. They get their head coach. They know what this head coach wants. They set it up, right? We're going to go ahead and we're going to start focusing on this side of the ball. This is my expertise. This is what I know. Because we understand that this side of the ball is going to help us at least have an established team. It's going to help us with our fundamentals. Then we're going to go ahead and build the rest of the team in the opposing uh side of the ball. And they did that at one of the best defenses. One of the best. It's a defensive head coach. Makes sense. Then they worked on getting some key pieces through the draft mostly. Gotta give it up, man. Pretty good at drafting. But their main focus, even though it was mostly defense, they focused on the trenches first. Now, there were some guys, unfortunately, that were injured, that ended up getting injured, and there's just nothing you can do when you draft a guy and a guy gets injured. But it didn't stop them. They focused on the trenches, specifically the defensive line. But then they worked on getting some guys for the offensive line as well and built through the trenches. Worked on getting pieces for the offense too. And they also picked up a young quarterback that they believe could really work for them, and they'd be able to go ahead and develop. And with this quarterback, you can tell that the transition between college and NFL took a little bit of time. And they weren't as successful as they wanted to be. But they still took their time. After 4 years, they got rid of that. They got rid of what do you call it? They got rid of their quarterback. They decided this isn't where we have too many good pieces for us not to be successful. So now we gotta go ahead and we just gotta find a veteran QB. They did. Ended up having an even worse record after that. Why? Because they decided to, that same head coach, they decided to go ahead and fire. And that defensive side completely got destroyed. They were like little chickens with their heads cut off. I'm talking about the Jets, ladies and gentlemen. The Jets, man, they you can sell them like, okay, they may not be good, but they got some really good pieces. They started with the defense. They worked on that defensive line. Then they built the O line. They got some key weapons. All rookies, I get it. Through the draft, you don't always hit homers with that, but you can still get really good pieces in the draft. And guess what? They found some success. But funny enough, Unlike, there's different paths that you can take, right? You can choose to develop a quarterback. You can choose to just keep getting a new quarterback every single year. Every team does it different. Not Patriots, because they're Dolphins, Bills, Jets. All three of them rebuilt, put pieces around their guys, but only one of them is seeing any success. One of the main reasons, because they got their guy. Give me 1 second, guys. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. It's my dad. He knew I was live, but he's like, I need to tell you this. I was like, okay. My football player, he just went back to school, so he just let me know that he made it safe. So I'm glad to hear that. Uh, all three teams, they all started a rebuild. One fired their coach after 4 years. The other one fired their coach after 3 years. One still have their head coach after 7 years. One got rid of their rookie after 4 years. The other one stuck to their quarterback and attempted to develop. The third one successfully been to the AFC Championship a couple times, and now, well, no, sorry, the divisional round a couple times. Now the AFC Championship. All three teams developed. It was like oh my gosh, finally the Patriots are done. But yet, take a look at how these teams have actually done after they're developed. Jets thought that they had their guy and their head coach, then they didn't. Even if it was the right move for them to get rid of the of Salah, that was not the right time to do it. After week 4, when they were 2-3, not the right move. You could clearly see that defense was just, it just went all the way down, all the way down. They're rookies, not rookies, but you know what I mean. They were young players, and that was his defense. So what happened? Dolphins thought they struck gold when they got their QB, and they chose that QB over the head coach that they had. Brought in another head coach to really try to polish that gold that they had. Is it still gold, ladies and gentlemen? I mean, nothing but winning records, right? Um, but there was a shift that's much different for our rebuild than the other two, between Jets and Bills. See, you can see the trajectory of where we were doing was, when we had Flores, was similar to how the Jets were at the beginning, and even the Bills. Start out with one side of the ball, try to work on the trenches, build your way through there. Similar. Not 100% the same, people relax. But it was similar, right? And you saw some success. Even with the Golden Goose at the helm. And but you know what happened? Just like they did to Salah, they got rid of Flores. They kept their quarterback in in Aaron Rodgers. Instead of staying the course and the vision that they initially had, the Jets pretty much said, "Screw this. We're just gonna go ahead and try to do it all for now. Blow it up. Let's take this shortcut, and that's it. We're one quarterback away." No, they weren't. They weren't prepared for that. They thought that they were in a position that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were a few years ago with Brady, and they weren't. The Jets were not ready for that. They didn't have the team prepared around him that they needed. Not at all. Not even a little bit. Josh Allen is trash. Hey, what's up, Joe? We know this. He is. Ah. Thank you, Timothy. A successful organization can trade assets away to gain more assets and still not miss a beat. The same thing with a successful organization can go ahead and lose coaches and still be able to replace them and still not really miss a beat. You might have a speed bump here and there, but it's the same thing. That's what you're seeing the Buffalo Bills do. They had a young quarterback. They built their team through the trenches, worked on one side of the ball, got a head coach with a vision, and that front office did what they could to realize that vision. That quarterback was all right. Mm, first couple years. Then they got him a serious weapon. Boom, super blossomed. And where did this dude come from? He finally got weapons. Opposite of that, a guy that never has weapon or never really had weapons, was Lamar Jackson in Baltimore. The only weapon Lamar has ever had that was consistent, and right now he's Butterfingers, is Mark Andrews. Never had wide receivers. They were all like six string wide receivers. Never had a running game. He was the running game. But it doesn't matter. If the Bills would have done what the Jets or the Dolphins did, they wouldn't be as successful as they are today. But one of the things that the Bills did, well, two things that the Bills did that the Jets and the Dolphins didn't do. It's two things. Number one, they got their head coach, they saw the vision, they stuck to it. Number two, they got their quarterback. They actually got a guy. I'm not talking about 2024 people. Relax. Look at Lamar Jackson's career, and he hasn't had weapons like some of these other quarterbacks. I'm not talking about this season. My God. Triggered. He doesn't have weapons. What do you mean? What do you mean Lamar doesn't have weapons? Obviously, now he's got weapons. Now he's got what Josh Allen had when he had Diggs. Finally, a weapon. Any Bills fan that wants to deny that Stephon Diggs made Josh Allen, they can do all they want. Until Josh Allen had an actual number one wide receiver, aka Diggs, he wasn't doing nothing. The evidence is there. Now, I do think that Josh Allen out got more developed more with him, and he kind of outgrew his receiver, which is why they were able to move on from him. But now look, he doesn't have world beaters. I mean, Amari Cooper's actually pretty good, but he doesn't have nowhere nearly as many opportunities with other guys. But the Bills are doing something that Timothy and I both agree in. It's an organization that can trade assets, get rid of assets, upgrade assets, lose coaching staff, and still be able to go ahead and maintain. They lost Dable. They were able to go ahead and find Ken Dorsey. Dorsey didn't work. They got rid of him. They were able to go ahead and get Joe Brady. Brady, guess what? Has been able to work in tandem with Josh Allen. That's just the reality. Right now, the Jets can't, they don't know what they're doing. They're trying to find somebody to maybe help utilize the pieces they have left. And at this point, you know what? I hope Anthony Weaver gets the opportunity that he's looking for. That's all I can say. Whether that's here or that's somewhere else. That's a great coach. Great, great coach. But we didn't build through the trenches, ladies and gentlemen. We were on our way. We were on our way. But we didn't build through the trenches like successful teams build. They may not be good, but they try to get those trenches going. So no. You know what, we haven't built through the trenches. We had in the defensive side again, makes sense. Couple of pieces. But haven't you noticed that even our draft picks don't even hit? We've had 4 draft picks. And I'm willing to say 2 of them that have actually been super good for us within the last 6 years. McDermott has been there for 7 years. We've had since 2019, that's 6 years. When we got rid of all of it and we were starting anew, but then we restarted again. Try to cut through. We're gonna win now. Where has that led us? Hmm? Where has that led us? Back to back playing for Princess, beautiful, exciting. We made the playoffs. You know what team got rid of all of their? I already mentioned them already. They got rid of pretty much all their assets. Funny enough, Michael K said it too. They got rid of all their assets. They started from scratch, got new ownership, new head coach, new everything. They're about to play in the NFC Championship. They built a team, got the quarterback. And Jaden Daniel looks more poised than 50% of the quarterbacks in the league with tenure. He looks like he's been in the league for 12 years. So why is it that some organizations can go ahead and make it seem like, but what people don't look at it is those years that they were not good, they were actually getting assets, building a team through the trenches. They may not be as good, but they're getting there. Now you got us. We can't even successfully run our organization. And we think, see, I'm all about continuity with the right personnel. We don't have the right personnel. And it's shown you that over and over and over again. We don't have the right personnel. We don't have the right front office. We don't have the right coaching staff. And it's so interesting how you can kind of this isn't something that, oh, it just happened and, oh, I guess we're just not good now. No, it's that's not the case, guys. We've been pretty good and decent for we've been 500 and mediocre for the last 30 years. Okay, Dolphins have a baseline. It's not being bums because we never draft in the top five, except once, and we're not going to the Super Bowl. We are the definition of mid, a 500 team. But look at these other quarterbacks. If you don't got the right guy, if you're not building your team properly, you're not going to see success. And guess what? Only one team wins the Super Bowl. But you have to be able to put your team in a position where you can get a chance to do it. Everybody that talks smack about the Commanders last year is looking at them in the NFC Championship like, I can't believe the Commanders are in the NFC playoffs and NFC Championship. Guys, help me out here because I can't even remember who was drafted number one ahead of Jaden Daniel, because I know Jaden Daniel was the number two quarterback. Right? I know that. Help me out. Who was drafted ahead of him? Because I know in the previous one it was Bryce Young and then C.J. Stroud. Bryce Young went to the Carolina. C.J. went to what do you call it, to Texas. Rafael said he went to the Bears. Oh, oh snap! What's up, Ryder? Welcome. Thank you, thank you, Caleb Williams. Okay, perfect, perfect. Williams. Okay, good. Chicago took Caleb first. Okay, thank you, guys. Thank you, appreciate it. Welcome, guys. Good morning. Chicago took Caleb Williams. There wasn't really that much of a big hype on Jaden Daniels. It was more like, who do you take? He was scouted. It was good, but nobody really had this like, oh, for sure, like they did Caleb Williams, right? And again, in back-to-back seasons, we're seeing not the number one guy being taken, the number two QB being the one successful. Look, I we don't have a guy because we bought a broken piece. And I almost want to say that's not his fault. It is his fault. He held on to the ball too long, and that's why he got injured in the game in college. And we thought, well, maybe your hip area for quarterbacks is one of the most important pieces in the body because that is where you drive. That's where you transfer the power from your legs to your upper body to be able to drive the ball forward. If you don't believe me, it's the same thing that golfers use. And I play golf. If you don't have good hip rotation, ladies and gentlemen, you are not driving that ball far enough. You need your hip. Career ending injury worked his way back. But unfortunately, he is not the quarterback that we were sold. There are certain traits QBs show you that may not be polished, but they're there. And when you hear people talk about, okay, maybe I see something here, maybe I see something there, But then you don't actually, if you're getting it sporadically, do you even have it? Is it still gold or is it fool's gold? Because at this point, we have fool's gold, ladies and gentlemen, where you try to polish it as much as possible, but now it's gonna rub down all the way up to steel because it's gold plated. You don't gotta like it. I get it. It's frustrating. This is why I put it this way. Now let's bring it to, because I only got a few more minutes. Let's bring it to this season. What happened? You had battle of the MVPs, Lamar Allen, back to back years. Lamar messed up, and he's gotta own it. And just as the same thing, his team around him literally fumbled the ball. That's why it's a team game. It's not one guy wins the game. No, it's a team game. And the narrative of Lamar choked. No, he didn't. Did he not put his team on the back and got the touchdown they needed to go ahead and tie the game? Did he not throw a pretty good pass to his number one weapon of all time? Was it on him that the dude fumbled not once but twice? No. He's even mad at himself, which is why he went off. And I know a lot of people are probably talking about how, hold on to the bleep ball, but he's right. But he was talking about himself. Now, can you attribute it to other players in the team? Yes. But he was talking about himself. You gotta hold on to the ball. Can't be fumbling or taking a strip sack. But it doesn't matter. Because guess what game Lamar Jackson was playing, ladies and gentlemen? In the divisional round. While you have show me the money, while you have I'm here to kill narratives, while you have, oh, you're just sitting on your couch eating chips. Well, guess who else is sitting on their couch eating chips? Hmm? What happened? Simple. Very simple. We don't have a guy. We don't have a guy. And you can see that early, but you cannot definitively say somebody's a bust till at least 3 years after they've been in the league. So once they get to that fourth year, or at least the third year of being able to be starters, can you actually assess overall if a player's a bust or not in whatever position? I don't mean just quarterbacks. Oh, that's the other one. Oh, Raphael, you kill me with this one. The market is what pisses me off even more. The market is the market. Yes, you're not the market. I think it should have been the bold move of the Miami Dolphins to have offered him $25 million a year. Fully guaranteed, too. Yeah, why not? 25 million a year for the next 5 years. What is that? $125 million fully guaranteed with some injury, attached to that. Take it or leave it, homie. That's ridiculous. The market is saying I'm supposed to get $53 million. I don't damn about no. I apologize, children. But this is just my level of frustration, so I apologize. That slipped out. I don't care about the market. I am the market. And I'm not paying you. That is what we should have done. But when you have a head coach who truly believes in his team and his players, hey, he's gonna advocate for his players, which is what a head coach should do. But how many times have we seen Mike McDaniel frustrated on the sideline? This year. We're talking about this year. Half of it is his fault because some of his play calling too complicated. It's ridiculous. And you know what? Have you guys heard of LaShawn McCoy? He said it a few weeks back. He said, "I understand, the market being what it is, but I don't believe that some of these guys should be getting elite money because now average quarterbacks are getting insane elite money. Like, no, there's nothing wrong with saying you're not elite, but you're still good enough. So here's a good contract based on what you are." They need to do to the quarterback market like what they've done to the tight end and to the running back market. They need to bring down the price because you have too many average quarterbacks, which is exactly what he said. You got too many average guys that are not the guys. He's not wrong in this one, even if you don't believe him, Joe. You have too many mid guys that are getting elite money. Why is Daniel Jones getting elite money? Trevor Lawrence getting elite money? Tua Tagovailoa getting elite money? Let me continue with guys that got paid. Heck, if you want to throw it in there, even though I don't agree, but whatever. Why is Justin Herbert getting elite money? He's not elite, right? That's what everybody says. Why are these guys getting elite money? Hmm? He ain't elite. Why is Justin Love getting elite money? He's not elite. Why is Dak Prescott getting all this money? He's not elite. They're middle of the road guys. They're guys, but they're not elite. They should be making elite money. You want to know elites? Lamar Jackson, elite. Josh Allen, elite. Mahomes, elite. That's it. Jalen Hurts is not elite. I don't care what anybody tell me. That's another guy that's he's probably on the upper echelon of the guys who are just guys getting elite money. He's not elite. I don't think he's elite. We know golf is not elite. There are only really three elite guys in the league, and they're the top three teams in the league, which is hilarious to me. Mahomes, Lamar, Josh Allen. Or Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar. Get yourselves out of your underwear, people. Don't matter how you rank them. Lamar's no. I mean, uh, Mahomes is number one regardless. Don't matter who you put in second or third. Those two guys are pretty much equals. It's Mahomes and then 2A and 2B at that point. Nobody else is elite in this team, in this league. Why is everybody else get all these mid guys getting elite money? Now, you know who's getting a good comparable contract for who they truly are? Baker Mayfield. That's a contract for the right guy. It ain't elite money, but it's also you're not getting a rookie contract. You're getting good money, but for what he is. Same thing whether people like it or not. Kirk Cousins, same thing. He's not elite. You're also not a bum either. You can win with him. He's got an appropriate contract. Kyler Murray is not elite, making elite money. There's only three elite guys in this league. That's it. This is why San Francisco has a major problem. Do you pay? Do you pay Purdy? He's not elite, but he's really good. He's not worth $60 million a year. I don't care what the market says. Look at what happened this year. Purdy needs everything around him for him to be really good QB. Key example, look at this year. Didn't have CMC all this year, had a bunch of these guys. and that offense be out. He's not elite. Oh, people want to say Joe Burrow's elite. Joe Burrow. Nah. Yes, okay, fine. I give you Joe Burrow. I just completely didn't even. When I scrolled through the different teams just so I could stay on track, I missed the Bengals. If not, I would have mentioned him. So Joe Burrow absolutely is elite. That's it. Those four guys. That's it. I literally just missed the Bengals. No wonder I was like, I felt like there was one more missing, but that's it. Those four guys. They're the only ones that are elite. Funny enough, they're all in the AFC, which makes it even more. Which is why I can't even give up the conference strength yet to the NFC yet until they find elite players in that position. So yeah, that's it. That's it, people. There are no other elite quarterbacks. Thank you for reminding me, guys, because I literally blew past the AFC, went to the NFC, and even missed the Bengals in that aspect. You know why? It's because they didn't make the playoffs, and I was looking at the playoff bracket. That's why. That's it. It's only four dudes. So when people want to talk about, oh man, you gotta have it, you're not gonna get those dudes. And now let's go to the rookies because we mentioned all the mid guys, but they got years on them. Those mid guys got years on them. Let's talk about the rookies. Caleb Williams bust. I mean, okay, to be fair, I had already declared him a bust prior to. Not a real bust, but I didn't think he was gonna be good or his skill set was gonna fully transfer into the league. But then there was some times I was like, oh, maybe I don't know. I'm missing a lot from him before I give him any chance of thinking he might be anything in the league. To be honest with you, I don't think he'll do well in this league, but it's up to him. Nothing I can do, right? You got him. You got Jaden Daniels. Golly, talk about home run. And when I say rookies, I don't mean actual just rookies. I'm talking about guys in their first and second year. You got to put CJ Stroud up there. Bo Nix. Bo Nix was looking like, holy smokes. This kid's been in the league for at least 6 years. I would say when it comes to the rookies or rookie esque, that's it. There's nobody else. And I'm not even adding Caleb Williams. Screw that. I just mentioned him because he was a rookie. There's only three good rookies or guys in first and second year. Bo Nix, CJ Stroud, and Jaden Daniels already surpassed both of them. At this point, Jaden Daniels has already passed half the league in quarterbacks. Mr. Post says New England quarterback. Oh, you're right. I don't know if I put him all the way to where Bo and Noah, but Drake May, you know what? Again, I skimmed over the Patriots because the Patriots got eliminated so dang early. I didn't even see him at the top. But yeah, Drake May, you know what? He's a rookie. His team, obviously, he doesn't really have a team around him. But even in the way that he played, since week, and I still remember the week because I had a conversation with my dad. It was week 4 when I told my dad, I was like, Daddy, I think you guys got a good QB. Watch. If you guys actually give him some pieces and protect him, give him an O line, yeah, I think you guys. I'm actually frustrated. I don't like giving him props. And then it's funny when I visited my dad's house this week. He's like, "Hey, did you see you see who we got?" I'm like, yes, I was gonna talk to you about it because he's so happy they finally got Brave. He's like, I love it. I'm so happy. I'm like, yeah. Like I told you, I had a feeling he was gonna go there, but my dad's ecstatic. But you know who's his favorite quarterback is in the Patriots? It's not even Drake May. It's Joe Milton, who is sneakily another one that, with opportunities, he can make it happen. Drake May balling with no weapons. Exactly. Exactly. Miss Phins, Williams now has Ben Johnson. Unlike McMorron, Johnson will hire OC that will bring out the best in him. And you know what? I'm not even mad at this statement. Maybe Ben Johnson, who was I mean, really good OC, can bring out of his young quarterback. Maybe we'll see. You know what I mean. Doris says, Nick's most likely to have a second year slump. People said that about CJ Stroud, and somehow Texas still ended up with 10-7 season with him having a sophomore slump and want to play another playoff game. Heck, if that's your sophomore slump, shoot, I'll take it. So you see what I mean? There's levels to these. That's why specifically I asked for this year. You got Josh Allen, you got Lamar, you got Jaden Daniels, man. All these guys playing really good football in the postseason. And we got Tua. What happened this season is he got himself injured. At this point, oh my God. I don't even know if I want to say this. No, I won't say that. I'm going to say this instead. I feel like Tua Tagovailoa, his heart, like he really wants to be good. You know what I mean? He doesn't want to disappoint. You can tell he's the type of guy that he doesn't want to disappoint, right? He wants to do good. That's great. But it doesn't matter how good you want to be. If you don't have the skill set you need, you just don't got it, man. But at least you got to do something that 98%, maybe even 98.5% of all student athletes don't even get a chance to do, and it's realize their dream and play their professional sports. Specifically, even less who get to go to the NFL to be a starting QB. You got to do that. And you know what, CJ Stroud, Bryce Young, this year he absolutely did a little bit better later on in the season, not the beginning, but later on in the season, yeah. So you can maybe put him at the bottom of that tier, but I still don't even want to attach him. But I hope you guys understand what I mean when I'm talking about quarterbacks. There's only four elite guys, period. I don't care if you like them or not. All four of them are in the AFC. There's only four guys. Burrow, Lamar, Josh, Mahomes. That's it. No one else is elite. Only those four guys should be making 60 million a year. Everybody else should be making 30 million or less. Period. Four guys out of 32 teams. That means four teams have a guy out of 32 teams. 32, you got 16. 8 is a quarter. 4 would be only 12.5% of the league has a guy. Just four teams. That's it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. That's it. Then 5 through what? 5 through 15, 16, 17. They got mid guys. Then 16 through, nah, no. I'm not even gonna lie like that. It's if you gotta really rank all starting QBs, you have about 10 bad QBs in the league. It's about 10 bad QBs in the league who still get jobs. I mean, and by bad, I don't mean that they're trash. I know the word trash is being brought out there, right? They're not trash. If you think about it, they're just not as good. They may find some success here and there, but just they're not good. But they're still, guess what? They're still better than 98% of the entire football players in the entire country because they're playing and starting in the NFL. So you got about 10 bad quarterbacks. We got 4 elite quarterbacks. You know what? I'm gonna leave this for another day because this sounds like something that I need to start doing QB rankings, man. Because I think that'll be good. I'm gonna start. I have to go, but I feel like you have about 10 bad quarterbacks in the league. You've got about 5. I don't want to say journeyman, but solid old school QBs. By old school QBs, meaning they were starting in one place and they started in another and did pretty good. It's about 5 of them. That's half the league right there. Between 5 old ones and pretty good ones. Then you got your middle of the road guys, which is 5 through 16. And then you got your top 4 guys. That's it. That's it. That's the market is the market. I'm man. Oh, I just wanna. Oh, just. Where's the baby? Where's the baby powder? Put the baby powder. I'm telling you, man. Like that's how I feel sometimes. But what happened this season? The elite players. Thank you, Mr. Puck. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Those old school guys. It's about 5 of them. You got Kirk. You got Gino, Baker. Those guys. It's about 2 more of them that are kind of like that are old school guys. They were starting in one place, had some success, but went to a different one. Also, are continuing to have some success. It's about 5 of them in the league. That's already half the league between those 5 guys and then the 10 back quarterbacks. And then you got your middle of the road guys between number 5 and 16. There you go. But it's just frustrating because what happened this season, nothing happened for the Miami Dolphins except have a losing season. 3 years with Mike McDaniel. What's the record for Mike McDaniel? But okay, we're gonna run this back. Hopefully, we'll be successful next year. But we gotta win and see. This isn't what do you call it? At this point, guys, we don't have a guy. And guess what? That's who I will put behind the elite players. I will put the rookies, the 1 and 2 year guys, right behind them, between 5 and 10. I'd put your CJs and your Daniels, your Drake May, your all those young QBs that we said that really are actually good. Yes, half of it is based on potential, but the other half is on the fact that they've actually already displayed it. The Bo Nicks, them guys, it's about 5 of them. So that's 1 through 10 right there. Right? 1 through 10, yeah. Or 1 through 9, let's say. Then between 9 and 16, that's an extra. That's it's about 10 quarterbacks that are overpaid and underdeliver. You can throw in that top 10, you can throw in Eagles quarterback Hurts up there because he delivers at least. Overpay, under delivers. Those are the quarterbacks. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna find like a way to rank these quarterbacks, and we're gonna talk about that because I just feel like not everybody gets elite quarterbacks, but you see that second tier of teams who may not have yet the super elite quarterback like those other four teams, but they actually got pretty good guy that shows you the guy can his potential to being elite is there. Mm, that's what we gotta talk about. So when I asked the question, can Tua Tagovailoa elevate this team? And I said this last off season, and I said no. I stand by what I said. Period. I stand by what I said. No. Tua is in that um and no, he's not in the bottom 16 QB tier either. He's between that number 9 through 16. So he's not 17 and down. He's between 9 and 16. I might put him at 16 if I'm gonna be honest with you. He ain't a guy. He's good enough not to get you to where you need to be, and the only thing we want is a Super Bowl. That's it. The Super Bowl. Nothing else matters. Just a Super Bowl. Super Bowl. That's all that matters. That is all that matters. So, who's Ant? Are you talking about Anthony Richardson or not? I don't know. I don't know, Mr. Poe. You talk about it. You can still win a Super Bowl without having that guy at QB. You have to have either an elite defense or an elite O line. Timothy, you have a great point. You have a great point. You know what I mean? There have been in the past um, teams who have won a Super Bowl without really having an elite guy. They carry the team essentially. Well, guess what? A couple factors that go into that. It was a different league back then. Number one, and number two, if you take a look at those Super Bowl winning QB that are just the one and dones, the ones that got carried to the Super Bowl, um, most of the time they had both an elite defense and O line. They had a team around them. That's why you saw Purdy make it to the uh, to the Super Bowl. He had a team around him. He was able to utilize that team, but he had a team around him. That's pretty much it. So at this point, we're gonna continue to see other teams. And again, it's gonna feel for fans. Man, how do they turn it around in 1 year? No, guys. It feels like they turn it around in 1 year because they got a pretty good quarterback. And that quarterback is taking them to the playoffs, winning playoff games because we're so thirsty that some of you guys, not me, but some of you guys will be happy with just getting a playoff win. I don't care about just getting a playoff win. I want to win the Super Bowl. So, yeah, that's that right there. But ladies and gentlemen, hit that like button for me if you haven't done so already. Everybody watching on Twitter and Twitch, I appreciate you guys coming through. I know sometimes it may not it may not seem like it, but we gotta have these conversations. They may not feel good, but we have to have these conversations. We do. We have to have these conversations, guys, because at the end of the day, if we don't have these conversations, then what's the point of us doing anything? Like what's the point of even fanning? Hmm? What's the point, right? No, you can enjoy yourself. Oh, that's a good theory. Actually, that will be made. Chiefs will take a year off after they win three straight. I don't think they'll win three straight, but if the Chiefs did end up winning three straight, you really think they're gonna take a year off, or they're about to be like, we're about to make this four? Yeah, right. They're like, okay, how many more times can we do this? They win the three straight. Conversations are needed to be had then, because it's a different type of dynasty, that's for sure. It is a different type of dynasty. The longevity of the Patriots, I don't think will ever be replicated unless, and the only team that has the opportunity to make something like that happen is the Chiefs. Can they do it? However long they have Mahomes, and honestly, Mahomes and 87. However long they have Mahomes and Taylor's boyfriend, I think that they have an opportunity to do it. The longevity is what made the Patriots dynasty so insane. They dominated for two decades. That's a dynasty right there. I know for a lot of people, a definition of a dynasty is pretty much three wins within an extremely short amount of time. Which technically, yes, but the only team that's poised to have the type of longevity is the Chiefs. We'll see if they can do it. I still don't think they're gonna win it. Now, can they be given the Super Bowl? Absolutely. We've seen that a million times. But like I said before, whoever won out of the Bills Ravens game to me is gonna represent the AFC, and I'm gonna stick to that. So unfortunately, Bills are gonna make the playoffs. I mean the Super Bowl. Good for them. Whatever. All I know is no matter who, whether it's Eagles or Commanders, I am rooting for the NFC 100% in the Super Bowl. Exactly. I'm pulling for the NFC in the Super Bowl 1000%. Whether it's Eagles, even though I don't like the Eagles, because the Eagles, they got the worst fans. And listen, my big sister, my sorority, she's from Philly. She's from Philly. Super Irish, redheaded, from Philly. And she told me herself, she's like, yeah, we have the worst. We have the worst fan base. They're just nasty. I'm like, yeah, you do. Like, but she said it, so I can say it because I'm just referring to what she said. She's born and raised in Philly. But I'd rather have Philly win than having either AFC team win. So there you go. There you go. Yeah, telling you. Anyways, guys, I appreciate all you guys coming through. Guys, hit that like button. Thank you so much. If you haven't done so already, please like and subscribe, guys. We're trying to get to 2,000 subs. Can only do it with you guys. Please hit that like button, guys. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Thank you so much. You guys literally are the best. Thank you so much for coming through. I'm really, 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 really grateful for you guys. Thank you so much. It's still a it's still what do you call it? It's still amazing, man. I still love my team. I'm just frustrated with my team. Period. I'm just frustrated with my team. And that's why the thumbnail of today is it takes no talent. Takes no talent to do your job. Just do your job. It takes no talent to be kind. Be kind. That's it. But we'll see. I think that hurts is hurt. No, don't tell me that. Because I need if the I'm telling you right now, if Jaden Daniel and the Commanders, which I don't care what anybody says, if the Redskins make it to the Super Bowl and that young man wins, man, I might have to rethink my fandom for a minute because beep, like uh, 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 mm. Can you imagine him taking his team as a rookie, winning no? Did he even win the division? No, he didn't. I don't even think did they win the division. Let me check. I just they didn't even win the division. They were 2 games away from winning the division. As a rookie, take his team to the playoffs, win the first round, win the second round, get to the NFC Championship. If this kid, my God, he's special. If the Redskins win the Super Bowl with this young man, oh my God. Ah, man. What's up, Siba Odie? Welcome. We all we agree. Oh, good, good, good. No, but seriously, look, I'm always gonna be a diehard Dolphins fan. It's nothing's gonna change that. But I might be paying attention more to the Commanders. That's for sure. That's for sure. So let's go, Dolphins. You guys frustrate us so much. But guys, you guys have a very blessed day. Have fun, be great, and honestly, just keep moving forward. Make the right decisions. Be kind to each other. Do something good for someone else. And let's just try to make it. Let's just try to make it great for us. It's a new dawn. A new dawn in the NFL world, man. If this young man can do what seems to be the impossible. All I know is whichever Commanders fan put down money for them to win the Super Bowl at the beginning of the season and they end up winning, that guy might be a millionaire, man. Because whoa. Oh, I can't. I can't, man. That'd be crazy. But anyways, guys, thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. Hit that like button, share, subscribe. Thank you so much, guys. Take care, and I'll see you tomorrow morning, like we always do every Wednesday morning, guys. We're gonna deep dive for the AFC East, guys. So don't even worry about it. We will have our AFC East show tomorrow, so keep an eye out. It's gonna be fun, and tomorrow night we also got League Wide Wednesdays. Color and I are gonna go through all the games. It's only 4 games, but we're still gonna go through them. But for sure, tomorrow morning, I might also go through them tomorrow morning too. But we'll definitely discuss that. Anyways, guys, stay blessed, have fun, and I will see you tomorrow morning. Take care and bye bye.